Friends, old age means that hair turns gray early, the body weakens, teeth become fragile, cheeks sag, one gets tired quickly, the face loses its glow, the digestive system worsens, vision weakens, and so on. These are all signs of old age, but it no longer happens only in later years. Even today, many young people are affected by early aging, so let's understand this through a Buddhist story. Friends, once Mahatma Buddha went to the royal court of an emperor. As soon as he arrived, he asked, "Raja, tell me, how are the people of the village?" The Raja replied, "O Lord, thanks to the teachings you have given us, the people in our village, even at 60 years of age, look like they are 20. It seems as though everyone's aging has stopped, completely stopped. Lord, everyone in our state is healthy, resting peacefully, and no one needs medicine. Our people are entirely well and very happy." Friends, today's story is very informative, so listen to it until the end. Through this story, you'll understand why aging arrives at an early age. As you know, Gautama Buddha was once an emperor too, but he left everything behind and adopted the life of a monk. Because of this, he knew everything about what we should eat and what kind of daily routine we should follow. Friends, today we are going to learn about Mahatma Buddha's 12 important rules, or in other words, we will uncover the secret to a complete life. Therefore, it is humbly requested that you listen carefully to the entire story, and after hearing these 12 things, implement them in your life. If you adopt these teachings, you will surely never fall ill, and aging will not affect you. Friends, we will understand this through a story so that each point sticks in your mind and you can apply it to your life. So let's begin with a story. A long time ago, there was a king named Badar Singh. The king was very kind, just, and fair. He had 2 queens, both of whom were very beautiful, but also very cruel. Despite their beauty, they shared the king's religious nature. The king loved justice so much that his subjects never suffered, as he had formed a cabinet with 9 ministers. Each minister was assigned to a department responsible for ensuring the people's food supply, and different tasks were distributed among them. The king gave such strict instructions that anyone negligent in their work would be sentenced to death. Because of this, the cabinet ministers worked with great honesty, and whenever the king had to deliver justice, he did so impartially, understanding both sides deeply and making a fair decision. Because of this, the people of the kingdom were very happy. Every week, the king would tour the kingdom. During these visits, all the villagers were gathered to report how much grain was in each household and whether or not there was food in every home. The king's arrangements ensured that his subjects lived prosperous lives. The kingdom ran very smoothly, and the people were satisfied. Due to this happiness, the people always praised the king. Similarly, one day during a gathering, a farmer and his wife approached the king and said, "Maharaj, today we have a serious problem. Please solve our issue." The king said, "Tell me, what is the matter?" The farmer responded, "I have 2 sons, and they are very young, about 26 or 28 years old at most, but they look as if they are 60. Their hair is falling out, their stomachs are growing, and they have become very lazy. They don't do any work. We have tried many medicines, but there has been no improvement." The king replied, "All right," and ordered his ministers, "The sons of this farmer should be treated by the royal physician, and the expenses should be covered by the state treasury." The minister followed the orders, and the physician treated the farmer's sons using funds from the treasury. However, after a long period of treatment, the farmer returned to the gathering and said, "Maharaj, there has been no relief. My sons are still the same." The king said, "Very well, we will think about this." While pondering the situation, another couple arrived, also crying with the same problem. Gradually, the issue escalated, and one by one more than half of the villagers approached the king. Leaving him bewildered, he immediately called for an emergency meeting, declaring that it was imperative to resolve this issue in the state. He ordered a full investigation to determine why the youth of the state were looking prematurely old and exhausted. The king mandated that action must be taken urgently, with everyone going door to uncover the cause of this phenomenon. All the famous healers were summoned, and an emergency meeting was held to discuss the matter. The king addressed the healers, giving them 10 days to investigate and identify the disease affecting every household, or the cause behind this problem. The king promised that whoever discovered the exact diagnosis of this condition would be rewarded with a kingdom. All the nobles got to work, going from house to house and investigating day and night for 10 days. In the subsequent state assembly, all the royal healers and physicians convened. The monarch sought the advice of all the healers, but no one had been able to resolve the issue. An ancient healer, who was probably between 125 and 130 years old, then rose to his feet and proclaimed, "Maharaj, our research leads me to believe that something is amiss with our living and eating habits, and that this is the result. Unfortunately, we are still scratching our heads about this." The 130-year-old healer's words baffled the king. Soon after, the king wanted to know how to fix the issue. "Because we have been enduring this misery for a month, you must now also inform us of the remedy. Because of this, we are just as anxious as our people have been for the last month. Our entire royal family, including the kings, princes, princesses, and everyone in between, is sick with hair loss. This problem is affecting everyone. There is concern on many fronts. Just give me the answer, please. We apologize, but we are at a loss as to how to resolve this matter," the elderly healer stated to the monarch as he stood up with arms folded. "Still, there's alone someone who knows how to fix everything. We can call upon the healer to miraculously cure all the diseases and ailments plaguing your realm. No one else possesses the solution, except for him," the king, who said, "Healer, quickly tell me. Let's not delay such an important matter. Tell me as soon as possible, wonderful man. What is the name of this wise person? We will welcome him into our kingdom." The healer replied, "Forgive me. We don't know where Maharaj resides. He must be preaching in a certain state. Send your soldiers throughout the kingdom and have them search for the state in which Mahatma Buddha is preaching. Where and when is he giving his sermon? Only he has the solution to this problem. No one else does." As soon as the king heard the royal healer's words, he ordered his most capable minister to find Mahatma Buddha as soon as possible and bring him to the kingdom with respect and honor. "This is our strict order. Take all the necessary spies and quickly find out in which state Mahatma Buddha is currently preaching. He will come. I am confident that our men will send him a message informing him that the emperor is calling him. If he doesn't come, inform me, and I will go to see him myself with my concerns." All the ministers were immediately dispersed in all directions. After much effort, they discovered that Mahatma Buddha was giving a sermon in a very distant place. The ministers went there, paid homage to Buddha, and said, "Lord Buddha, our king has summoned you. A great illness has struck our kingdom. Will you please come with us?" Mahatma Buddha, being so kind and joyful, always had a single wish: that all living beings on this earth should be healthy and happy. In his mind, there was no deceit, no deception, no sadness, and everyone should live in laughter. As soon as he heard the soldiers, he said, "Why don't we go immediately?" Mahatma Buddha agreed to go to the kingdom with the minister, and his disciples followed him. The king cordially welcomed Mahatma Buddha to his court, greeted him with respect, and extended an honorable invitation. The monarch then spoke to Mahatma Buddha, saying, "Lord, our people are very joyful and happy, but today, a great burden has befallen them. It has happened. If disaster strikes them, it will also strike us. To us, these are more than just topics. They are members of our own family. You must resolve all of the issues." The monarch extolled Mahatma's virtues. The king's beliefs and teachings left a profound impression on Buddha and the Mahatma. When asked why, he smiled and replied, "Why not? Here we have nothing. Rest assured, everything will work out perfectly. This is a problem that everyone is responsible for creating." Upon hearing this, the king smiled and remarked, "Sir, this is a significant issue, yet you dismiss it as insignificant." The king then said, "All right, Guru, do whatever is necessary. Please heal our people." A disciple who was in front of Mahatma Buddha stepped forward. When Buddha signaled him, the disciple said, "Okay, Raja, give us an open space in your state where all the inhabitants can gather in a place with open air, natural sunlight, natural wind, and a golden atmosphere. Tomorrow, at 4 in the morning, we will begin treating the people, but before we start, you must issue an order in your state that all the inhabitants, including yourself, must be present at that place. Starting tomorrow at 4 in the morning, we will begin treating people, and these teachings will continue for 12 days. During these 12 days, all your subjects will regain their health. The king was greatly pleased to hear this from the disciples. Within a span of 12 days, the king assured them that our treasury would cover any necessary expenses. Then the disciples said there would be no expenses. Maharaj, rest assured, simply issue a strict order to your subjects, warning them that they will face punishment if they fail to arrive by 4:00 a.m. The king put this order into effect and commanded everyone to report. Be there tomorrow morning. The king chose a very suitable place and said, tomorrow all the people must arrive at this place. We will also go and listen to the thoughts of Mahatma Buddha. We will follow everything Mahatma Buddha says, and our spies will watch over the houses. Anyone who does not follow the instructions will be punished in the assembly. After declaring this, all the people greeted the king and said, No, Maharaj, we will all be present there. Everyone greeted Mahatma Buddha and departed. The meeting for the day was adjourned and Mahatma Buddha's sermon was scheduled for the next day. Everyone arrived at 4:00 a.m. to listen to Mahatma Buddha's sermon. Then Mahatma Buddha signaled to his disciple in the assembly, and the disciple stood up and said, starting tomorrow, the people of the entire state must begin drinking 2 to 3 glasses of warm water at 4 in the morning after waking up. This warm water should be sipped slowly from an urn pot. Whoever does not follow this instruction will not find relief. This was Mahatma Buddha's first sermon. This first sermon must be followed, and tomorrow the second sermon will be given. Everyone must follow the sermon and attend the gathering. Once finished the next day, all the people were present punctually. Mahatma Buddha asked someone from the crowd what happened, how many people followed it. Everyone raised their hands and said, we have followed it, and today we feel much relief. Our stomachs have been cleansed, well, our bodies feel light, and we look absolutely healthy. Then Mahatma Buddha said to the disciple, now the second piece of advice is that everyone must go for a walk. How much should they walk? Between 2 to 3 km. Children and young people should run during this walk, while normal people between the ages of 40 and 50 should walk briskly, taking 1 step per second and 60 steps per minute. If they can run, they should not do so too fast, but should run only 2 to 3 kilometers depending on their ability. This was the sermon for the second day. The meeting resumed the next day, and Mahatma Buddha again asked what everyone did during the first 2 days. Everyone present raised their hands in agreement. The disciple asked, how do you feel now? Guru, we have no illness. It feels like we are completely healthy again. The disciples instructed everyone to perform yoga and pranayama according to their abilities, including pranayamas such as Anulom Vam. He demonstrated how to perform Anulom Vam and Surya Pranayama. The disciple told everyone they should practice these exercises daily for at least 30 to 45 minutes. The meeting concluded, and the following day, the entire group convened again. After the meeting, we asked everyone about their routine and who had followed the instructions, to which they all responded. Now we feel as though there is no illness. We don't need an alarm. Our eyes automatically open at 4:00 a.m. Hearing this, the king was very pleased and amazed that his people were healing without the need for money. The king immediately rejoiced and told Mahatma Buddha to greet him and ask him to stay in our kingdom. Lord, don't leave from here. Mahatma Buddha smiled, reflecting his consistent practice of maintaining a joyful attitude and avoiding worry. He then stated that, now that everyone is aware of pranayama, the next step is for everyone to consume 300 grams of sev. You can eat more, but not less. After that, everyone can continue with the meeting concluded that day, and she received her dismissal the following day. Said the next day, we gathered everyone and asked who had experienced such a sense of relief. Everyone responded that they had fully recovered once again. The disciple said there is still half of the rule left to fulfill. If you follow the entire rule, you will have no disease. Old age will fade, and it won't even come to you. Your masculine strength, like that of Mahatma Buddha, will remain intact, and your face will remain radiant. The disciple then explained the next sermon. Listen carefully, tomorrow up until 7 or 800 am you must eat sev. After that, 2 hours later, you can eat to fill your stomach, just like you do every day. However, after eating, everyone must consume a roi, a multi-grain roi, which is rice mixed with several grains. It must not contain wheat, as it is not good. Instead, it should contain millet, corn, and chickpeas. Everyone should prepare a roi with these 3 ingredients. Additionally, on the plate, there should be a bowl of lentils, homemade ghee, and a bowl of mixed vegetables. Seasonal vegetables are both tasty and nutritious, and you should store off-season vegetables in the warehouse to extend their shelf life. Finally, 30 minutes after eating, everyone should drink a bowl of yogurt. If you incorporate this into your diet, add it after 30 minutes of eating. Jaggery to the yogurt. If you do this, your food will digest much more easily. The disciple concluded by saying that the sermon for the day had ended and that the next day, everyone should attend. By following these instructions, everyone went happily to their homes. Following what had been mentioned in the sermon, the next day, the meeting was held, and all the people were present. They were asked who had felt so much relief. The people responded, Lord, we have no illness, we are completely healed. It doesn't seem like we were ever sick. The king was overjoyed and said, by eating this way, everyone has been healed gradually. It seems that all have become healthier on their own. Then the disciples said, there is still more. Listen carefully. First of all, you must keep in mind that you should not eat and drink at the same time. If you have difficulty swallowing the food, take small sips of water. You can drink water between meals, but you must not drink large amounts of water at once. You can drink all the water you want, but only after 1 hour of eating, as everyone has eaten by 10 or 11. In the morning, you will probably feel hungry again by 4 or 5 in the afternoon. At that time, everyone must eat a plate of salad, and each person must eat the salad according to their weight. For example, if someone weighs 50 kilograms, they should eat the salad in proportion to their weight. If someone weighs 60 kilograms, they should eat 300 g. If they weigh 70 kilograms, also 300 g. And if someone weighs 80 kilograms, they should eat 400 g of salad. Add carrots, beets, radishes, tomatoes, and a piece of ginger to the salad, and add 3 or 4 cloves of garlic for flavor. You can add black salt or roasted cumin if you'd like. Follow these instructions and return the next day. That meeting also ended, and everyone went back to their homes, following the given rules. The next day at 400 p.m., they were asked how they felt and how their bodies were. Everyone had smiles on their faces, and they shone like light. It seemed as if their declining age had come to an end. The king was overjoyed and filled with gratitude. He knelt before Mahatma Buddha and expressed his gratitude, saying, Blessed be you, Lord, you have healed everyone just with food. Maharaj, wait, there's still much to teach. When you finish explaining the entire universe, like our Lord, there will be no diseases, and no one in our kingdom will ever age. The king asked the guru to speak quickly, saying, Tell us everything we need to know. I personally feel as though I have no illness now, as if I'm 16 years old again. I'll tell you what to do at night. The disciple continued, everyone should eat dinner before sunset, as the sun's rays can make our stomachs feel heavy, slow down food digestion, and eventually stop the process altogether. That's why ancient sages like a Southeast Muni used to eat an hour before sunset. Eating early has 2 benefits. First, the food begins to digest while we are awake, and by the time we go to sleep, digestion is almost complete in 3 or 4 hours. This ensures restful sleep. Eating late can negatively impact your life by incomplete digestion and disrupting your sleep. Therefore, make sure to eat dinner an hour before sunset and eat light. Choose foods such as multigrain rice and seasonal vegetables, but only eat as much as necessary. If you feel like you've barely eaten after an hour, drink a glass of milk with 3 grams of turmeric. The turmeric must be homemade, not bought from the market. A few hours before bed, you should go to bed before 10 p.m. and do nothing but sleep. If you sleep at 10 p.m., You'll have a restful sleep, and all your food will have digested. When you sleep well, you will automatically wake up at 4:25 a.m. without any stress, and you won't have any. In short, everyone must live in the present. Like small children, they don't care if their mother is arguing with a neighbor or if there's food in the house. They simply eat what they have and continue playing as long as their stomach is full. Similarly, you must live in the present without worrying about the past or future. Don't stress over what you have today or what's to come in the future. Be content with what you have and don't dwell on the past. Living in the present eliminates stress and worries, which prevents diseases. Remember to follow these rules and never eat outside food. Prepare all your food at home, as outside food is often contaminated. By adhering to these rules, you will never age or become sick. After a month, we will hold a gathering here with everyone present. As the days passed, Mahatma Buddha returned to the gathering. The king rushed out to greet him and respectfully invited him to his royal court. The king, Mahatma Buddha, smiled and inquired, "Tell me, O king, how everyone is. How are your subjects?" The king responded, "Lord, the teachings you gave us have made all our people very happy. All people who looked 60 years old 5 years ago today appear 21 years old. Medicine is no longer necessary since they are relaxing. They are all perfectly healthy and happy."